Okay, Blue Blaze, Slaughter Creek Trail. And there's the White Blaze. Finally made it to the Appalachian Trail. Alright, on the Appalachian Trail, heading up to the shelter. This big rock staircase. It's beautiful. It's not very easy on the knees. The water breaks there, prevent erosion. Oh, these are big steps. Whew. Dark clouds coming in. It's not supposed to rain. Hopefully it doesn't. I've never actually been to Blood Mountain Shelter. I've heard it's pretty cool. And I figured we were going to be so close to it that we might as well go check it out. And more stairs. Steps, I should say. Huh. More steps. We're doing about 800 foot in elevation straight up these rock steps. It's beautiful though. And you get little flat spots here and there. Well, they're not flat, but they're not super steep. Interesting. Here's the intersection for the Duncan Ridge Trail, which this goes back over towards Three Forks Gap area, I believe. 17 miles that way to it. I guess this must be where it dead ends into the Appalachian. They're all starting to come together and make sense. Like I said earlier in one of my other videos, it's not just the Appalachian Trail, it's like a whole spider web of interconnecting trails that go all over the place. It's really cool. Getting close to the top. Kind of reminds me of the foliage on Springer Mountain. I believe those are ficus. No botanist though. Such a pretty part of the trail here. It's pretty intense how high we climbed in a fairly short mileage. About 3.5 miles. Just gorgeous up here. I was expecting the top of this mountain to be just all rocks and hardly any trees. Perception does not always meet reality. And sometimes that's a good thing. This overview. Well, I was right about the rocks anyway. Just not the trees. pretty much at the top of Blood Mountain. Decided this huge rock here was going to be the perfect place to have lunch. What do you think?
Yeah.
Whew. It's one heck of a hike. We came from the bottom. I know it's not going to pick up. We came from the bottom of that valley down there.
How much feet?
I would have to do the math on it, but well over 1,000. It's sandwich time. Man, it is truly beautiful up here. Just stopped and had lunch on that big rock just below the peak. I was worried that there might be people up here, and there was nobody there, so it was a nice place to have lunch in solitude. Oh, we must be almost there. There's a privy. Blood Mountain Shelter. Supposed to be a bunch of camps somewhere around here too. Or at least a few. There it is. Blood Mountain Shelter. I've seen pictures of it, but I've never actually been. Oh, wow. See that gap all the way down there? See that lake? Right there. That's where we came from. Look at this place. You know I'm gonna have to climb that. Let's check out the shelter. Looks like it used to have a fireplace at one time that they bricked off. Not sure why they do that. Not much to it. Pretty though. Can't come all the way up here and not the top. Alright, so top of Blood Mountain. And time to head back. Just, it's amazingly beautiful here. Steep going down.
It did say it was a little funny.
Let's see.
It's fine, it's fine.
And this was worth it. What do you think? Awesome. Let's go back to camp. Was not expecting to go to the top of Blood Mountain today. Was not the plan at all. But when I realized how close we were to it, just kind of seized the moment. These overlooks kind of all over the place here too. Here's another one. I'm sure it's not going to be near as good as the one we were just on. Oh, it's just a whole trail. Let's check it out for a little bit. I think it ends here at these rocks. Yep. Well, it goes up to the top of them. I think that's where we're actually just at. So, we were just on top of those rocks when we started this video. So it's a different way to get up. I think we're going to go this way. Trail kind of branched off there. All right. Back on the trail proper. So, ran into a thru hiker that we had passed and were talking to earlier. She had just retired and decided it was time for her to do this trail. And good for her. What a great decision. She said she's retired, her husband isn't yet, so she's like, I'm off by myself, get some me time. It's a lot of me time, but it's still pretty cool. Solo hiking is definitely a completely different experience than hiking with a partner or with a group. You pretty much only have your own thoughts, and you might occasionally make friends with other people on the trail, but people hike at such different rates that it's usually unrealistic for you to join up in with another group unless it's just temporary. But either way, still, it's good to get out. Alright, so we're at the camp just off of the peak of Blood Mountain, and I wanted to kind of go through it. So here's AT, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, maybe 10. I'm not sure if that's a camp or not. And then it just loops back into the AT. So let's go check them out. I'm not necessarily planning on ever staying here, but good flat tent pad. There's let's see. And I guess that's where the fire pit is for that one. I definitely would not call that. Actually, I think somebody just built a fire pit into there. I think that is supposed to be a tent pad. I do not believe you're supposed to have fires up here. I know that certain times of the year, at least, there's fire bans up here. Another tent pad. So this is kind of camping in a pinch. Not ideal, but it's the only flat ground you're going to get to pitch tent on this mountain. Which is why when we do this mountain as the actual section hike, we are not staying on the mountain. We're going to stay at the foot of it, and we're just going to go up and over all in one shot. This one's not as bad. A little more secluded. This one has a bench. That's nice. Well, has a tree that I like to refer to as a bench. I would definitely not be able to put my 3-person up in any of these sites, but easily I could do my 2. That's the whole loop. And then water down here. Now, water on the Appalachian Trail, I've come to learn, is sometimes a little disappointing. And I'll show you why when we get there. And somebody left some trail magic. We're going to leave it for the hikers, obviously. I was just curious. Got some bagels, some oatmeal, some bars, and some pasta. Awesome. Somebody's going to really enjoy that. Nice. And here's where Slaughter Creek comes in. I'm going to show you what I was talking about with the water. So, this is the water source for Blood Mountain. The only place on the AT portion that you can actually get water from.